How's everybody doing out there? MK, how you been? How you been?
Hold on. I forgot to turn the volume off. I don't want to play it two at the same time.
Okay. Welcome you all to our mindset, skill sets to assets with your guy Tony Clopton and my co-host Melissa King. How you doing, Melissa?
I'm good. I missed you. It's good to have you back.
Glad to be back on this side of the
All
living.
right.
Y'all comment, y'all share. Man, we're gonna try to see some comments. I got a great topic. It is, as you can see at the bottom, is educating versus recruiting, and the type of business that we want to share with you guys today. So please share out YouTube, Facebook, any platform out there. We want to provide some value still, hopefully.
I like the relaxation music you got going there.
Yeah, it reminds me of what Confucius say. Confucius say,
"Mila Yulankai." It sounds like that spa music. You ever been to the spa and they had the music playing in the background?
With a little beat to it.
Right.
So this is the message, instrumental by the message by Dr. Dre. We want to go ahead and dive in. So I'm gonna go ahead on and slow it down. We want to hold you guys all day long, but man, information. Hey, I'm just glad to be back. Hey, I said I'm gonna try to do this thing Tuesday and Thursday. We've been slipping, MK. Been a whole week, and ain't nobody heard from me. Ain't nobody calling, checked on us or nothing. What's up with that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
But we bike.
We bike. Now this country all day right there. Only people from Florida, South Georgia, and some parts of Alabama know what bike mean. We bike.
Right. Those 69 boys. To the bike.
All right. Okay. So check it out. Let's dive in. I'm gonna introduce myself. I am Tony Clopton. I am the owner and founder of Skill Sets to Assets. I want to welcome you all back. We have been attempting to dissect and unfold some information about home-based business ownership. So a little bit about myself. 22 years at my current job. I've been overtaxed, overworked, underpaid, stressed out, all of that stuff. Hey, some things that I've learned in this business have put me in position to get cash flow positive and just share some basic strategies that can help people obtain financial success. So enough about me, co-host, would you let everybody know a little bit about yourself as well?
My name is Melissa King. I have been a home-based business owner with my econ for the last almost 6 years. I do, like Tony, I do have a W-2 job as well. But my home-based business is where I get my deductions and all of those great things that allow me to do a lot of things my W-2 job would not let me do. Since being in my econ, I have improved my credit score. The last time I checked, it was at 819. I'm working towards 850. When I first started, I was at early 700. So it didn't happen overnight, but I built my credit score up. I learned a lot about what you can and cannot write off. As a home-based business owner, I paid off a lot of bills. I learned how to adjust my W-4, which made me bring home an additional $800 a month that I was overpaying in taxes. So I started bringing my money home during the year, paid off some debt, and now I'm in a position where I can do investing. And most of all, I'm in a position where I can share and teach and help other people do the same thing. So that's my spiel.
That's great. So let's tell the audience out there you mentioned my econ. So let me give you some hot bullets about what my econ is all about. My econ was started by a couple of investors that use their own money 16
Mhm.
years ago. So the company's been around for 16 years. It's technology driven. It is debt free, and it has empowered associates to achieve over $500 million in cash flow. That simply means that most people that join our business, what they do is they go in and pay off credit cards, houses, cars, and a lot of debt. And then they also start investing and get their money going in a positive cash flow cycle. So the title today is educating versus recruiting. Last night I had a conversation with my wife, and it kind of stuck out to me. A lot of people are fearful of starting a business and having to sell a product, right? So when Melissa talked about a lot of things that she did when she joined this company, she talked a lot. She talked about adjusting her W-4. And Melissa, could you give them just a quick description of what the W-4 is in your opinion, and then we can probably add on some more stuff later on.
Okay. The W-4 is that form that they give you when you start your job. Usually when you get started, there's a lot of paperwork you got to sign and stuff. Well, one of the things they give you is this page where it asks you for your basic information, like how many dependents can anybody else claim you?
Mhm.
Um, are you head of household? That type of thing. So a lot of us aren't educated on how to fill that out because most of the time the HR person is not going to help you do that. So if you don't know, um, you can put the wrong information on there. So what I realized is that I had filled mine out incorrectly. And once I went back and read the form and followed the instructions, even without a home based business, I was letting them take too much out, you know, just
Mhm.
based on the questions they asked. So um, that's the form that lets the government know how much you want withheld as far as taxes, because they're gonna get it either way. When you fill out that form, you tell them whether you want to get it now or they're gonna get it later, basically.
Great, great. That's good. That's a great definition. And the thing about it is y'all is like we're educating people on a common mistake that most people make. Now, I told y'all I was on my job for 22 years. I know for a fact, 17 years I did not know that W-4. I didn't know the purpose of it.
Right.
It's stated on the form to tell your employer how much to withhold from your pay. But like Melissa said, most people have not been educated on how to properly fill it out. So by not properly filling out, you could literally be losing hundreds and thousands of dollars. So when we talk about educating you in this business first versus recruiting, we want you guys to understand that we have something that can help you get more money back into your pocket even before you join this business, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the strategies that our business educates you on is how to get cash flow positive from a common mistake. So Melissa, can you let's talk a little bit more and let's educate more about why my econ is so powerful. Let's talk a little bit about the credit as well. Could you tell somebody what the credit repair system has done for you, which in your personal situation, then I'll give them a little bit of feel about mine as well.
Okay. My thing with credit is when you're younger, you don't really understand its importance. When I was in college, nobody talked to me about credit, or the only thing that you really taught, or in my case, what I was taught is pay your bills on time. But I didn't realize what the effect of not having a good credit score could do to me until it was too late. And I had a bad credit score because at one point my credit score was a 592.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know what that meant when I went to the car dealership to look to buy a car. Um, they ran my credit. They came back and told me I had a 592. I'm like, is that good? Because I didn't really know where the score starts, where it stops. And he just kind of looked at me like, babe, you ain't getting no car today. So I didn't know anything about looking up a credit score, how I could find out for myself. So, a lot of us over the years, we've just kind of heard bits and pieces from different people
Hmm.
saying what they've done and what you can do and this and other. Well, what my econ did was they got um someone to develop a program where you teach yourself how to correct your credit. And to me, it's a positive advantage because when you pay somebody to correct your credit, now I've never done it. I know some people have. I think Tony, did you at one point did you pay somebody to do yours?
I did.
No,
Yes, I
I'll
did.
let you touch on that, but
Okay.
I never paid anybody. I looked into it, but the thing is, it's like if somebody does it for you, they may fix it and tell you, okay, you're good now, but you don't know basically what you did to mess it up in the first place if you
Hmm.
didn't fix it yourself. And then if you don't know what you were doing wrong, how can you correct it?
Hmm.
Correct your actions moving forward. And what can happen is you end up back where you were. Because I know at one point when I called myself trying to straighten my credit out, I went and got the secured credit card where basically you give them $300. They put it on a card for you. Off the top, they took like $89 out.
Hmm.
So I started out with $211. Then I had to make that payment every month to try to show that I was fixing my credit. Well, I turned around and started doing the same things I did before, and that credit card ended up, and that was my money. But even though it started out with $300 of my money because I didn't know what I was doing, by the time they tacked on interest, late fees, and all that stuff, I owed an additional, like it got up to like maybe $900 off of a card that I started with my own money. But they
Hmm.
came from, yeah, I had the right intention when I got the card, but I still didn't have the education to
Hmm.
know what choices I need to make, when I should use it, when I shouldn't use it. I didn't know anything about the interest rate, none of that stuff. So
Hmm.
it's like when you get our credit repair system, it goes step by step. It comes with videos and it goes step by step on what you're doing and why you're doing it. So
Hmm.
maybe once you get to a point where it has improved, you know not to go back and do some of the things you did before.
Right.
So I think that's the advantage to doing our credit repair kit where you do it yourself versus giving somebody $800 to fix it for you and in 2 years you back where you were.
Okay, awesome. So I like Melissa everything you just said. So y'all listen what we're saying. We educate before we recruit. So we just gave you guys two scenarios on just joining our company, which shows you how to get cash flow positive from a common mistake. And we
Right.
also can show you how to utilize a credit repair system that's inside of the membership that can actually get you to a point where you don't overpay for products and services that you may need, like buying a car or a home. So let me dive into a little bit about how the credit repair system helped me. So I was in the process of refinancing an existing property, which I had a 6.25. When I got my credit fixed and increased, my interest rate went from a 6.25 to a 3.25.
Oh
So I
wow.
was able to save an additional $200 to $300 just by having a better credit score, right? So I actually turned that property into a rental property and bought and purchased a larger home. As a vet, I was able to get a interest rate of about I think it's a 2.25, which has given me the opportunity to save even more money. So just having a great credit score can actually save you money in the long run. So Melissa, I'm like you. If you go to a car dealership with a 500 credit score, they will get you something, right?
Yeah.
They will put you in a car, and it's probably something that you probably don't want and might even be ashamed of. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you went to get a car and you came back with a car. But so those are just two factors how we educate people on why it is important to be a part of this powerful membership because you don't have to recruit to make money in this business, right?
Right.
So let's what else can we educate people on as far as another stream of income in this business? Because we talked about the W-4, where you
Right.
can an increase in your paycheck if you have a job, and then we talk about how the credit score can affect your prop, how you can buy stuff, whether you're going to pay a lot of money or a little money. So
Right.
let's talk a little bit about our third income stream, and let's talk about business ownership, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
let's talk about deductions. How becoming a business owner, you can start writing off things that normally you can't if you're not a business owner.
Right. And this is something I want. This goes right along with education versus um, what did you say, sales or
Recruiting, yeah,
recruiting?
recruiting or selling.
Okay. I think people get the misconception, and don't get me wrong. Anytime you are starting a business, your goal is to make a profit. But I think a lot of people get discouraged when they start businesses and it's not as productive in the beginning as they would like it to be. And then they just kind of get discouraged and they quit or they don't
Hmm.
want to do it anymore.
Hmm.
So I guess my thing with as far as how the business part helps me, now I have what me and Tony are doing right now is what I enjoy most about this business. And that's reaching out to people who were in a position like I was in, who didn't quite know how things work or, didn't know the ins and outs and kind of sharing information with them so they can get the aha moment like I got the aha moment. Because I'm like,
Hmm.
man, I could have been doing this. That moment is the best feeling in the world because
Absolutely.
it's
Right.
like, you can't do nothing but start grinning because you're like, man. So a lot of the things that I learned here got me to that position. Now, I'm not going to tell you that since I've been doing my econ, um, I've made $1 million, and I don't want to say that you can't do that because there's some people that have, but
Absolutely.
I don't have that. I don't have that sales personality. You know what I mean? So that's
Hmm.
why, initially when I talked to Tony about this, because I saw he was, like I said, I followed him for a while on Facebook, kind of to see where this was going. Because I wasn't, how you over on the sidelines and you kind of peeping, trying to see what they doing. But you don't
Hmm.
want to come right out and ask because you don't want them to be like, hey, you need to do this too. So, I just kind of people. But what I realized once I got in is you don't have to be a salesperson
Hmm.
to be in this business. So
Hmm.
what I did was I jumped in with both feet. I started learning about the deductions and the write-offs. And what
Hmm.
I learned is that is where people really make their money
Hmm.
because it's more about, and we say this all the time, and it may sound like just the catchphrase we throwing around, but it's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Right.
Because if me and Tony are both making 100,000 a year, Tony has his own business, and through the year, that 100,000 he made, he getting to keep 80,000 of it.
Hmm.
I don't have a business. I'm not watching my credit. Um, what's the other thing? I didn't fix my W-4.
Hmm.
So my 100,000, while he kept 80,000, I lost 80,000, and I only got
Hmm.
20,000 of it. So
Right.
it's like we both doing the same thing, but we getting two different results. And so he's richer just because he's keeping what he already had
Hmm.
versus Uncle Sam taking it, bad decisions taking it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that was the aha for me because I'm like, so I can have a business and the same things that I do all the time anyway. Now because I have this business is a deduction for me. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I had to have deduction explained to me, write off explained to me, because I didn't know what all those terms meant. And sometimes, when you don't know and you think you're supposed to know, you won't ask. You know.
Right.
So once I got in and started, watching videos and listening to people talk and learning what the term write off actually means, that's when I realized this is the smart way to get more money in your pocket. And if you're
Hmm.
keeping more money in your pocket, that means you can invest more of your money where your money is, and I guess that's that additional stream we're gonna talk about next. But the ultimate goal is for your money to make you money. Like you said, cash, asset, cash. So
Absolutely.
so
Great.
when I got in and learned about, the business part and the deductions and how to think like a business owner versus thinking like a consumer, it made a huge difference. And
Mm-hmm.
those type of things, it would take hours for us to sit here and go over all the deductions and everything you get. But what we're saying is, when you join this business, you get the key to open that door.
Absolutely.
We can only tell you so much in the 30-minute video, but there is tons of information. I think the book you had said there were over 400 and some tax deductions that a home-based business can write off. And you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, if you really go through and look at everything, you might be able to write off, from what I've been told, some people don't pay anything in tax.
Right.
They literally write everything off. So that
Mm-hmm.
means they keeping every dime. And
Mm-hmm.
then you add on top of that, if people hear what you're saying and they decide they want to start a business of their own, you're still getting income from that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yep.
my spiel.
Okay, good. So again, we are educating first before we recruit. So I think Melissa hit on some really key points. And I think one of the things that most people are missing is really the belief system and understanding that a home-based business can give you the same deduction as somebody that owns a McDonald's or Burger King.
Right.
So we gotta stop. And I think that we have to help people understand that when you operate as a business and you have quality products and services that we can go into detail later on, but we want you guys to understand that if you are owning and acting as a business owner and you're tracking your expenses and you're making an attempt to share some information like we're doing about how this business can benefit you, you are considered a business owner.
Right.
So you have to first believe that what you have to offer is of value.
Right.
Right. So I'm like Melissa, I like educating y'all. I got a heart to help people. So it's like if I don't make a dime in this business, I've already increased my credit score, which put money back in my pocket. I've already adjusted my W-4, which is putting money back in my pocket. I'm also in position to help other people, which has put more money back in my pocket. I've also invested additional money that I've learned from these strategies that's put more money back in my pocket. And guess what, y'all? A lot of these things that I'm doing, I don't make money off recruiting other people.
Right.
I did that utilizing the strategies that's inside of the membership. So, man, great information you're sharing. So let's talk a little bit about the next big thing. And to me, it's like this is what scares people, right?
Well,
The recruiting part.
mm,
I don't want to have to sell somebody something.
yeah.
And man, that is the biggest one, man. I don't want to have to chase nobody.
Right.
But what do you say to somebody that don't want to have to sell? And it's right there. I'm not gonna give it away. I'm gonna let you tell somebody it's not selling when you what?
Educating. Educating.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
and and you are so right, because I am that person. I'm that person that said, what was my words to you? So, I mean, I don't want to say nothing now. I
Yeah.
don't want to say nothing. And you was
Yeah.
just like, well, it's not selling. The business practically sells itself, and that's true.
Hmm.
Because when you educated me and told me what I was involved, what I could gain from it, all that stuff, I didn't really need you anymore.
Hmm. Right. Oh boy, that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt a little
I'm
bit.
sorry, but
It's okay.
I put it like this:
Yeah.
you was the middleman at first.
You're right.
You introduced it,
Yeah.
but
I did my
then,
part.
but then I worked this relationship.
Right, right. That's right. I got you.
You out of here now.
Right, right. I got you. I got
So it was like, and it does sell itself. If I'll put it like this: if you are business minded and you have a goal then it's one of those things where you're like, how can I not have a home-based business? How can I not do this? I'm gonna cheat myself if I
Mm-hmm.
don't do this. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's all about a mindset too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and people. One of the things that I've noticed over the years since we've been doing this and we've been sharing information and we've been telling people about the upside and the advantages, people are open to all of that, but then at the same time, it's still work. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
still got to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just think like some people think once they join, money just gonna start pouring in. They just gotta open the door, money just gonna
Mm-hmm.
start pouring in. That can
Mm-hmm.
happen, but you gotta do your part too. You gotta work the strategies.
Right.
What's the
Absolutely.
point of having a strategy to get from point A to point B, but you don't never leave point A?
Mm-hmm.
You can have a strategy in your head all day long, but until you walk out the door and start, you know, going to your destination,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a theory. You
Let,
didn't
let,
put the work.
let me add this. The thing about it is you can communicate this information all day, but it's really the comprehension of the person receiving it. If
Right,
you don't really understand what this business can do for you, then you won't succeed. It's like you have to be all in and understanding that you can get cash flow positive using your own money. You must
right,
understand that somebody is going to get rich off of your money, and you must
exactly,
first believe that you supposed to be the first person to get wealthy off of your money, right?
exactly,
You got to
exactly.
know who's taking money out of your pocket. You got to know how to stop giving away all your money. It's a mindset. I ain't going to lie. I struggle with it almost every day. What I'm spending today, is it going to make me more money?
Right,
Am I wasting it? That's why when they say becoming a good steward of your money, you got to know, where am I losing it? Am I buying a liability or an asset? Is going to
right,
bring me more value?
right,
So this is what we're offering, is the financial education piece. And like I say, the business will sell itself. And just, if you so inclined to tell somebody what it has done for you, then share it.
right,
No selling involved, no selling
right.
required, right?
And the good part is just by you sharing it, and like when I heard the information and I figured out that this was something for me, we both gained from that because
Mhm.
you didn't go out and recruit me, but hell, I'm in now. So
Yeah,
we both, it's like a win-win
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
And as far as like I don't want people to feel like because I ain't get it at first either. So don't think because you hear it one time and you like, I don't know what they talking about,
Mm-hmm.
that uh you don't have the mindset. The mindset is work too. You gotta we've been programmed to think like W-2 employees for so long. You know, we think as consumers or
Mm-hmm.
as employees. We
Mm-hmm.
rarely, if you don't have a business, you don't have any occasion to think as a business owner, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was hard for me to go from being an employee, which I'm still an employee. I mean, but to start having the mindset of somebody who has a business. Because when you have the mindset of somebody that has a business, like you said, all of your decisions, you looking at them in a different way. Like, wait a minute, is this going? How is this gonna help me? If
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna help me, why am I gonna do it? You know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
like even now, when I get offers for stuff, now when I was in my 30s, and I get somewhere somebody say you can borrow this much money, or you've been approved for this, that, and that. I was on it. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it was more like a, I don't know, status, ego, whatever. You've been
Mm-hmm.
approved, and it's not a negative thing. It's like it was a good feeling. Like, well, I must be doing something right. They
Mm.
offering, but then a lot of times we don't think about it too. What are they gaining from it?
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you could be getting something, but then if the interest rate is really high, or if it's like ultimately not a good deal for you, you might gain something physical like a car, but they done made the most money. I told you I done paid $50,000 for a car before, and
Mm.
it wasn't a $50,000 car. It's a difference between having a $50,000 car and paying $50,000 for a car. But my car
Absolutely.
was an $18,000 car
Right.
that I ended up, and it's like, but if I had known, and we say this all the time, man, if I had known at such and such age what I know now, I don't cry over spilled milk. But
Hmm.
I try to make sure don't nobody else knock theirs over if I can, because
Hmm.
I made a lot of bad financial decisions. I ain't even ashamed to say it.
That's
That's
right.
why I'll probably be working for a very long time
Hmm.
because of the whole retirement piece. But yeah, it's a mindset, and it
Okay.
don't happen overnight. But the good thing about it is when you surround yourself with people that's got the same goals, and that's what I liked also about my econ when I joined. We always had trainings. You always had these calls. We had back before COVID, we had conferences, and you go to these places and listen to people talk about being a business owner, and you pick up so many tips. So it's like you surrounding yourself with people that are thinking on the same goal
Level.
level
Right.
that you thinking on, and that makes a difference too. Because
Hmm.
not saying that people who don't want to have a business is negative, because I won't say that, but everybody don't have that goal, you know.
Right.
So I try to make sure I stay around people and listen to people too that have goals like I have, so that I can continue to try to do, because you gonna get stuck in a rut
Yeah.
if you don't.
Absolutely. No doubt.
But that's another advantage of this business. I feel like you surrounded by people who just want to see you do better.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Hey, look, I've been tasked to be able to have to go pick my daughter up, so I got like about 5 minutes before we
Okay.
get ready to tie in and wrap it up. But look, I want to say this, and I'm speaking from the heart. You can grow a business just by just helping people, sharing
Mm-hmm.
information that you've learned. And if we are considered to be business owners, we have to share our business with other people to get people to see that you can get wealthy using your own money. And I think that's priority one, is letting people know that you can do it. And you've
Right.
got to have a system. And most people don't have a clue on how to get started, where to get started. We talk a lot about products, talk about our income shifting membership. So, Melissa,
Mm-hmm.
let me run through our two memberships. I'm going to be really quick with it, so, and hopefully, you guys got any questions. You guys can always go on the replay and reach out to me and Melissa. But we got
Mm-hmm.
two memberships. The first membership is our income shifting membership, which has tax withholding training. It has the cash flow manager, the my credit system, the debt elimination software, and the investment education piece. And that starts at $34.95 a one-time fee, and it's $34.95 a month. Now that solidifies you as a business owner with our first membership. Now we have a second membership called the Elite Business Membership. It includes the income shifting membership, a full travel membership, which gives you 70% off of your vacations and is backed by 110% guarantee. We have an automated marketing system, a social media content and training center, and it starts at $99 one time fee, and it is $54.95 as a monthly fee, and it is also tax deductible. So, what we're teaching is how to become a business owner, offering quality products and services, and we educate first before we recruit. So you don't have to recruit a lot of people in your business to become successful
Right.
in this business.
Right.
So I'm gonna stop there. And Melissa, you got anything you want to add in? Because I got about 3-4 minutes to get out of here.
Well, just that let me thank you again for introducing me to the business and helping me get started. And I just feel like 34.95 a month. If you think about, you got a Netflix membership. Eventually, when I started off with Netflix, it was $7. I think right now, what is it, like 14, 19?
And climbing, right? Yeah.
Right. So something like that, people have taken out of their account every month, think nothing else about it.
Hmm.
Other than entertainment, what is Netflix giving you? for that money. For
Right.
34.95, you getting how to improve your credit score, how
Mm-hmm.
to adjust your W-4, um, your own business so you can write off deductions.
Mm-hmm.
So the money you getting back from that 34.95 a month, which is also tax deductible, meaning when you do your taxes, you put on that tax form that you paid $34.95 a month, and Uncle Sam is going to deduct it, and you basically get your money back.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the business pays for itself, and you get all this extra stuff. With Netflix, you get some movies.
Right. Right. And you said a mouthful. So look, hey y'all, in closing, I want to say this and I'm gonna be done. The business does pay for itself. We are literally showing you how to get the government to pay the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs a home-based business because the money that you're spending right now, you can turn it into a business deduction, which in turn puts more money back in your pocket. Right.
Right.
So, hey, I want to thank you, Melissa. Hey, I got to run up out of here and go pick up my daughter from school. Hey, it's been a great honor to be able to share this information, but we educate first.
Right. Right.
Right.
All right. Well, y'all have a good afternoon, and Tony, I'll catch you on your next one.
Show enough. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.